Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into the world of Men of Honor.
Okay.
It's a movement focused on men's personal growth and leadership that's really been making waves
Yeah.
since it kicked off back in 2018.
Interesting.
We've got their website, some YouTube videos,
Right.
even a sneak peek at their upcoming
Oh,
conference,
okay.
which is going to be in Edmonton.
Awesome.
What's really fascinating to me is this whole thing was born out of the founder's own personal need for something more, something deeper
Oh, wow.
in a men's group setting.
Yeah, that's something that resonates with me too.
Right.
I've heard a lot of men express that same longing for a space where they can be truly open and vulnerable.
And that's where Men of Honor comes in.
Okay.
Let's start with their origin story.
All
Have
right.
you heard about how it all began?
I've read a bit about it.
Okay.
It all started with Daniel Bay. Yeah.
Exactly. Daniel was going through a tough time. He was dealing with marriage issues, work stress, and he was looking for a men's group where he could really connect with other guys on a deeper level.
Right.
A place where vulnerability wasn't just accepted, but it was encouraged.
Oh, that's great.
But everything he found felt too surface level,
Yeah.
not what he was looking for.
Almost like he hit a wall,
Yeah.
realizing the existing options didn't quite meet the need for that raw, honest connection.
Yeah, and that's when inspiration struck.
Mm.
Instead of settling,
Yeah.
he decided to create what he was looking for.
Wow.
He teamed up with his friend, Gabriel Araba,
Okay.
and together they planned the very first Men of Honor conference
Nice.
back in 2018
Mm-hmm.
in Regina.
Wow.
It-
It speaks volumes about the hunger for this kind of community among men.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me is why it resonated so strongly. What do you think was missing from those other men's groups?
That's a great question.
What did Men of Honor offer that was different?
From what I've gathered,
Yeah.
it seems like Men of Honor creates a space that goes beyond
Okay.
the typical tough guy image
Right.
that men are often pressured to portray.
Yeah.
They encourage vulnerability,
Mm.
open conversations about struggles,
Uh-huh.
and a willingness to support each other through life's challenges.
And that resonates with a lot of men
Absolutely.
who are tired of feeling like they have to put on a brave face all the time.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Oh, thanks.
In one of Danny Bay's videos, he even says,
Okay.
and I'm paraphrasing here,
All right.
let's normalize men admitting, hey, I'm struggling, I need help.
Wow.
That kind of openness is incredibly powerful,
It is.
especially in a society that often tells men to suppress their emotions.
Yeah, it's like they're challenging those outdated notions of masculinity,
Right.
creating a new blueprint for what it means to be a man in today's world.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of the founders,
Okay.
I'm curious to learn more about the guys behind this movement. You mentioned Daniel Bay. What's his background?
So Daniel is a fascinating guy.
Yeah.
He's a real go-getter,
Okay.
very entrepreneurial.
Mm-hmm.
He works as a communications strategist for the Alberta government
Right.
and also runs his own company, which focuses on communications and events.
Oh, cool.
He brings a ton of energy
Yeah.
and expertise to the table.
It sounds like those communication skills are essential
Yeah.
for building a movement centered around connection and open dialogue.
Absolutely.
What about Gabriel?
Yeah.
What does he bring to the partnership?
So Gabriel Araba is a professor of international business.
Oh, wow.
So he brings a different yet equally valuable skill set to Men of Honor.
Interesting.
He's passionate about mentorship
Mm-hmm.
and education,
Okay.
which perfectly complements Daniel's drive and communication expertise.
Yeah.
They seem like a powerful duo, able to blend those different strengths
Yeah.
to create something truly unique.
You can really see how their combined experience creates a solid foundation for a movement that's both deeply personal and focused on creating a wider impact. It's like they've got the heart and the brains behind this operation.
I love that.
Right.
Heart and brains.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Speaking of impact,
Okay.
they've got a big event coming up
They do.
that I think you'll find interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me more.
So it's their annual conference,
Mm-hmm.
and the 2025 edition is happening in Edmonton on January 25th.
Nice.
The theme this year is Heal the Boy and the Man Will Emerge,
Oh, wow.
which I think speaks volumes about their approach.
Yeah.
They're not just about surface-level self-improvement. They're going deep, addressing those underlying wounds and experiences that shape us as men.
That theme really struck me when I saw it.
Yeah,
It suggests a focus on inner healing and addressing past hurts as a foundation for growth. It's like they're saying that true strength comes from confronting your past, not ignoring it.
Exactly.
And they've got an amazing lineup of speakers:
They do.
Jeff Gunther, Graham Bell, and Dr. Renee Shibula,
Wow.
all experts in their respective fields
Yep.
who will be sharing their insights and experiences.
Awesome.
Plus, there's going to be music, a gala in the evening.
Yes.
It's not just a conference, it's a full-on experience.
It's an experience.
They're really creating an immersive environment for connection, learning, and celebration.
Right.
I'm starting to see why this movement has gained so much traction.
Yeah,
They're tapping into something profound here.
I agree.
And this leads us to what I think is at the core of the Men of Honor movement: their values.
Okay.
Have you had a chance to look at those?
I have.
Okay.
And what struck me is how they go beyond
Yeah.
the typical self-help mantras.
Hmm.
They're not just about individual success.
Right.
They're about becoming a better man in
Huh.
relation to others and to a larger purpose.
That's a great point.
Right.
It's not just about me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
It's about using your strengths to serve something greater than yourself.
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
They've got 7 core values,
Mm-hmm.
and each one seems designed to guide men toward a more meaningful and impactful life.
Yeah.
Let's dive into those values.
All right.
First up, we have servant leadership.
Okay.
It's not about being the boss.
Right.
It's about leading by example,
Mm.
putting the needs of others first.
It's a leadership style that's gaining traction in all sorts of fields.
Mm-hmm.
It's about empowering others, helping them grow, rather than just giving orders.
Yeah.
Makes you think, how can you be a servant leader in your own life?
Right.
Maybe it's at work,
Yeah.
in your family, or even in your community.
I love how you brought it back to the listener's own life.
Thanks.
That's what we're all about here on the Deep Dive.
Absolutely.
So we've got servant leadership.
Okay.
What's next on the list?
Next is submission to a higher cause. I know that might sound a bit intimidating to some, but it's really about finding a purpose
Yeah.
that's bigger than yourself.
Right.
It could be a spiritual calling,
Yeah.
a social cause you're passionate about,
Okay.
or even a commitment to your family and loved ones.
It's about dedicating yourself to something
Yeah.
that gives your life meaning and direction.
Yeah.
Something that inspires you to be your best self.
And that ties in beautifully with the next value,
Okay.
esteeming a greater cause.
Okay.
It's about putting the needs of others ahead of your own.
That reminds me of a quote from one of Danny's videos.
Okay.
He was talking about how men often feel this pressure
Mm-hmm.
to achieve, to be successful.
Right.
But he challenged viewers to ask, what if success isn't about what you gain,
Okay.
but about what you give?
Wow, that's powerful.
Isn't it?
It flips the script on how we typically define success.
It does.
Okay. Next up is teachable spirit.
All right.
This one really resonates with me because it's all about being open to learning and growing,
Yeah.
no matter where you are in life.
Absolutely.
It's about having that humility
Mhm.
to acknowledge that you don't have all the answers, that
Yeah.
there's always more to learn and discover.
Yeah.
It's about embracing new experiences
Mhm.
and being willing to step outside your comfort zone. It's that growth mindset, that constant evolution that makes life so exciting.
Right.
Right.
Okay, let's move on to the next value,
Mm.
bold in pursuit.
Okay.
This one is all about having the courage to go after what you want, even if it scares you.
It's about taking risks.
Yeah.
Stepping outside that comfort zone and pursuing your goals with passion and determination.
I think a lot of men can relate to that feeling of being stuck,
Yeah.
of wanting to make a change, but being afraid to take that leap.
Right.
Men of Honor seems to offer a supportive community
Mm-hmm.
that can help you overcome those fears
Yeah.
and take action.
It's like having a band of brothers cheering you on, encouraging you to push past your limits.
And achieve your full potential.
I love that analogy.
Okay, 2 more values to go.
Okay.
Next is gentle in mentorship.
What do you think they mean by this?
I see this as a call to guide others with kindness and understanding,
Yeah.
to share your wisdom and experience
Right.
in a way that empowers and uplifts.
It's about being that positive influence in someone else's life,
Right.
helping them navigate their own journey without judgment or pressure.
And finally, we have geared for responsibility.
Okay.
This one is all about taking ownership of your actions and being accountable for the choices you make.
It's about stepping up to the plate,
Hmm.
being reliable, and doing what's right even when it's hard.
Right.
It's about being a man of integrity.
You know, as we go through these values,
Yeah.
I'm struck by how they all connect
Mm.
to create a holistic framework for what it means to be a good man in the world.
Right.
It's not just about personal growth.
Yeah.
It's about how that growth ripples outward. to
Right.
impact your relationships.
Your community and ultimately the world around you.
It's like they've created a ripple effect of positive change.
Exactly.
And it all starts with that inner work, that commitment to healing the boy, as they say.
Speaking of healing the boy,
Okay.
I'm curious to hear more about that concept.
Yeah.
It seems to be central to the Men of Honor philosophy.
It's a really powerful idea.
Yeah.
It suggests that a lot of the challenges men face as adults stem from unresolved issues from their childhood, whether it's trauma, societal pressures, or simply a lack of positive male role models.
And by addressing those wounds, those formative experiences,
Right.
men can create space for a more authentic and fulfilling version of themselves to emerge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about breaking free from those limiting beliefs and behaviors that may have been holding you back.
It's like shedding those layers of conditioning and stepping into your true power.
That's a great way to put it.
And that's where the vulnerability piece comes in.
All right.
It takes courage to look inward, to acknowledge those hurts, and to seek healing.
Absolutely.
But the potential rewards are immense.
Yeah.
By healing the boy, you create space for the man to emerge, stronger, more resilient, and more capable of living a life that's aligned with your values.
And I think that's what makes Men of Honor so appealing to so many men. It offers a safe and supportive environment to do that inner work,
Right.
to connect with other men who are on a similar journey,
Yeah.
and to build a brotherhood based on authenticity and vulnerability.
It's like they're creating a new paradigm for masculinity,
Right.
one that embraces both strength and vulnerability, and that recognizes that true power comes from within.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Now, before we wrap up our deep dive,
Okay.
I want to make sure our listeners know how they can get involved with Men of Honor if this resonates with them.
Right.
What are some concrete steps they can take?
Well, attending the upcoming conference in Edmonton is a great way to immerse yourself in the Men of Honor experience.
Yeah.
You'll have the opportunity to hear from incredible speakers, connect with like-minded men,
Right.
and participate in workshops and activities that can help you on your own journey.
And you don't have to wait for the conference to get involved.
Right.
They have a website, social media channels,
Yeah.
and even online forums.
Yeah.
Where you can connect with other men and learn more about their programs and initiatives.
And let's not forget about volunteering.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fantastic way to give back to the community and be a part of something bigger than yourself.
There are so many different ways to engage,
Yeah.
depending on your level of interest and commitment.
And even if you're not ready to fully commit,
Right.
simply exposing yourself to these ideas, to these values, can spark positive change.
Absolutely.
It can make you think differently
Yeah.
about what it means to be a man and about the impact you want to have on the world.
That's a great point. Sometimes just shifting your perspective can be the catalyst for incredible growth.
It's like planting a seed.
Yeah.
You never know what might blossom from it.
Okay. As we head into the final part of our deep dive, I want you to consider that conference theme once again.
Okay.
Heal the boy, and the man will emerge. Think about what that means to you.
Okay.
What areas of your life might need a little healing
Right?
so you can step more fully into your potential?
It really is about that personal journey, isn't it?
It is.
And I think what's so compelling about Men of Honor is that it provides a roadmap,
Yeah.
a framework, and a supportive community to help men navigate that journey.
It's like they've created a space where men can show up authentically without pretense or judgment.
Right.
And in that space, they can begin to explore those deeper questions, those vulnerabilities, and those aspirations that they might not feel comfortable sharing elsewhere.
It's about creating a new definition of what it means to be a man,
Right.
one that embraces strength and vulnerability in equal measure.
And what's fascinating to me is that this movement isn't just about individual transformation. It's about creating a ripple effect of positive change that extends outward to families, communities, and society as a whole.
It's like they're saying, when men heal, the world heals.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the idea of servant leadership, of using your strengths to make a positive impact on the world around you.
It's about recognizing that true masculinity isn't about dominance or control. It's about service, compassion, and connection.
And those values are so needed in the world today,
Yeah.
especially in a time when there's so much division and uncertainty.
Men of Honor seems to be offering a path forward,
Yeah,
a way for men to step up and be the kind of leaders,
right.
husbands, fathers, and friends that the world needs right now.
It's inspiring to see a movement that's so dedicated to empowering men to be their best selves.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of men of honor,
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
What if, instead of asking, what's in it for me,
Yeah.
we started asking, what can I contribute?
That's a powerful shift in perspective,
Right.
one that can lead to a more fulfilling and impactful life.
And if you're feeling called to explore these ideas further,
Mm-hmm.
I encourage you to check out Men of Honor,
Mm-hmm.
attend a conference,
Yeah.
join a workshop,
Mm.
or simply connect with them online.
You might be surprised by what you discover about yourself and about the incredible potential that lies within you.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving to be the best version of yourself.
Mm.
It really is about that personal journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think what's so compelling about Men of Honor is that it provides a roadmap,
Mm-hmm.
a framework,
Yeah.
and a supportive community to help men navigate that journey.
It's like they've created a space where men can show up authentically.
Right.
Without pretense or judgment.
Yeah.
And in that space, they can begin to explore those deeper questions, those vulnerabilities,
Right.
and those aspirations that they might not feel comfortable sharing elsewhere.
It's about creating a new definition of what it means to be a man,
Right.
one that embraces strength and vulnerability in equal measure.
And what's fascinating to me is this movement isn't just about individual transformation. It's
Yeah.
about creating a ripple effect of positive change that
Yeah.
extends outward to families,
Yeah.
communities,
Hmm.
and society as a whole.
It's like they're saying, when men heal, the world heals,
Exactly. And that brings us back to the idea of servant leadership,
right?
of using your strengths to make a positive impact on the world around you.
It's about recognizing that true masculinity isn't about dominance or control.
Mm-hmm.
It's about service,
Yeah.
compassion,
Right.
and connection.
And those values are so needed in the world today,
Absolutely.
especially in a time when there's so much division and uncertainty.
Men of Honor seems to be offering a path forward,
Yeah.
a way for men to step up and be the kind of leaders, husbands, fathers, and friends that the world needs right now.
It's inspiring to see a movement that's so dedicated to empowering men to be their best selves.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Men of Honor,
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
What if, instead of asking, what's in it for me,
Yeah.
we started asking, what can I contribute?
That's a powerful shift in perspective,
Right.
one that can lead to a more fulfilling and impactful life.
And if you're feeling called to explore these ideas further,
Yeah.
I encourage you to check out Men of Honor,
Mm.
attend a conference,
Yes.
join a workshop, or simply connect with them online.
Absolutely.
You might be surprised by what you discover about yourself and about the incredible potential that lies within you.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been great.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving to be the best version of yourself.